Hey, what's up, guys? Today we're gonna take a look at what I think we're gonna see in set two. Now, why am I doing this so early? Mostly because Dan has started kind of teasing and spoiling the little things for set two as they come in development. So I want to get ahead of that because if I say like, "Oh, I think X is gonna be Y," and I say that after we've already seen the spoiler for it, it's not gonna be relevant. So I'm gonna make this video talk about what I'd like to see in set two, what I think is gonna happen in set two, and then when we see set two finally come out, I can come back to this video and see what I got right. So let's just jump into what I think. So we'll start with the obvious. Like, we're gonna see Frost. We're gonna see a lot of Frost, I think, in set two. I think the majority of the set will be Frost, and I think Frost will generally be an archetype, or not necessarily archetype, but element that has lower stats but really strong kind of stall control abilities. So like we've already seen Bob. Bob is a 2/3 with a stall ability. I think we're going to see a lot of Frost effect that either put things in defense or prevent attacking, stuff like that. Stuff that's going to make it so your opponent, gets frozen, put into defense, can't attack, or maybe gives a high defense stat to your team, like fortifying you. Think ice and walls. I think that would be cool. We already also got T's Frost Bears, so we've got T's one Frost Bear. I wouldn't be surprised if we kind of get a whole another set of Frost Cubs, and then I think we're gonna get a Frost Papa Bear, because that'd be cool. If we have Mama Bear with the Fire Cubs and then Papa Bear with the Frost Cubs, I would like to see that. So that's what I think we're gonna get in Frost. Next, I think we're gonna see a lot more unique stadiums because currently we're going to get probably the Frost Stadium that does exactly this, but for Frost. But it'd be cool. I think we're going to see stadiums. Maybe we'll get like a Bear Stadium. Maybe we'll get a stadium that works with fruit. Maybe we'll get a stadium that, lets you draw an extra card, but you take two at the start of your turn. I think we're going to see stadiums that are more relevant and have more unique effects in set two that kind of coincide with what we're already doing in set one. Like maybe there's a hybrid water thunder stadium that whenever your opponent discards a card, you get to recover a speed or something. Like I think we're going to see stadiums that work with kind of what our decks do already, but support them in a more unique fashion. I think when we look at our runes, I think we're going to see a lot more runes that have elemental restrictions to them. So Eruption, right? It's 2 fire. You can only really play it in a heavy fire deck. It's a burn card. Tornado, it's 1 wind. I think we're going to see more runes that require you to run specific elements because like something like Earthquake is a really strong rune, but you have to be playing enough Earth to run it. You can splash for it. And I think seeing more good runes that you can splash into is going to make more interesting deck ideas. So I think we're going to see a lot more runes that have elemental restrictions over neutral elements, if that makes sense. So we're not going to see tons of like Nogs and Ambrosias and stuff. We're going to see more things like Eruptions and Tsunamis, Thunderstorms, stuff like that that require you to run specific elements. And that'll help define what each element does a little bit more than it does currently. I think we're going to see more subtype support. So if you watched my last video, I went over all the new Ursa stuff. I think we're going to start seeing a little bit of support for things that require, if you have a golem in play, or maybe if you have a brute in play, maybe if you have a dragon in play. I think we're going to see more of that. We're going to see more archetypal support. Maybe we'll see some more fruit deck. Because right now, the only two archetypes that require specific cards to function properly are the Ursas, which require other Ursas, and then the fruit deck, which requires Ambrosia, Apple, Drataya. Like, Drataya only works with Ambrosia. Latagon only works with Ambrosia and Apple. I think we're going to see more archetypal support because, we have decks that are archetypes and we have decks that are more zooey and just, powerful and good. Like, Summer Winds is very zooey burn stuff. I think we'll see some more archetype support to kind of define some decks, whereas other decks will be a little bit more zooey. I think we're going to see, lost my spot, some more support cards. So Ursmog is a great support card for Bear. This is the old one without the Ursa stamp on it. But I think we're going to see more cards that refer to specific archetypes. So I think we'll get more Bear support. Again, we'll get probably a card that helps get Majesea out faster, or without sacking all your bears. We're gonna get support for maybe Drataya and Lotagon that maybe finds Ambrosia if you have a Drataya in play. I think we're gonna get more specific support cards for set 2 for what we already have, as opposed to just completely new archetypes of decks. I think what we have now is kind of a good basis, and I think we're gonna add onto that more so than just creating new archetypes and sets. I mean, I still think we're gonna see like a big Frost deck because Frost is gonna need a 3-drop, stuff like that. But I think the focus is gonna be more so on taking the decks we have now and kind of making them more consistent or more relevant. And then the last thing I think we're gonna see, I think we're gonna see a lot more support for decks that want to go big. We've already seen kind of a step back of the removal that's super hyper efficient that gets rid of 3-drops really easily. Like Shield and Poison Tipped Arrow got nerfed because they were too good against some of the big cards. They're too good in general, but I think we're going to see a little bit more strong 3-drops with good ways to get them out. And I think we're going to see more support in general for getting big cards out or making use of bigger cards, because we have right now a lot of really small, low to the ground, like go wide decks that are really strong. And only a couple decks that like to go tall, because going tall is very dangerous if you have to attack into a shield, stuff like that. I think we'll see some more kind of support for go kind of tall decks. You know, maybe there is a Majesea card that, like, if you have Majesea in play, your opponent can activate counter runes this turn or something. You know, stuff like that. Stuff will help you go taller with some of the go taller decks. And that's about it. I think that's a good, like, you know, 5-6 things that I want to see come set 2. The biggest cool thing is obviously going to be, you know, seeing the Frost cards. There's going to be probably a lot of Frost X stuff. We've only seen a couple Frost cards that we don't even know what they all do yet. But set 2 is going to be fun. And it'll be fun to come back to this video in, you know, a year's time when we have set 2, like, to see. And be like, oh yeah, I got that right, got that wrong. What would you guys like to see in set 2, though? Like, leave a comment. Let me know in the description what, or not description, but let me know in the comments what you want to see in set 2. I just want to see, like, some more support for control stuff, more support for big stuff, and kind of refinement of what we currently have. Those were my short list of things. But we're definitely gonna see a lot of cool things. If I want to, like, it's gonna be fun. We'll see what we get. Other than that, guys, I'll see you next time with the next video, and peace. Have a good day.